Hello, welcome to another episode of the GymInformer podcast. I'm Chris Gilbert, and today our guest is Wayne Ellis, owner of BFit in Evansville, Indiana. I got an opportunity to hit three of the BFit gyms while I was in Evansville area, and I'm really excited to talk to Wayne about all three of these gyms. But before we get started, let's take a pause, and I will show you some of the photos that I took while I was at these gyms. All right, Wayne.
Yes,
You've got now four gyms. I was able to hit three of them while I was there,
sure.
um, and they were all very unique. And I'd like to talk about different aspects of each one. As we get started, kind of like each one of them is a very unique gym, and I thought that was super cool. Like I met people at the East Side location who were from the West Side and drove all the way across Evansville to go to the East location because they just loved that gym. When I was in the West Side, I met people who were from the East Side who drove all the way across the other way to go to that gym because they loved that gym. And if you couldn't tell from the photos, the East Side location is a kind of a high end, I wouldn't call it a health club, but it has a high end fitness center feel. And the West Side has more of a bodybuilding gym feel. Is that something that you guys set out to do initially to have different offerings for different people, or is that something that just kind of came about?
That is definitely something that just came about. When we first set out, we never saw anything beyond one gym, so we were just building the first gym. And actually, when we first got started, I was partnered with a gentleman who's Bob, and his dad had actually started the gyms in a pole barn on the west side of Evansville,
Oh wow.
and so it was strictly a lifter's gym, and it was about 3,000 square foot. It was small, great atmosphere, great people, great members. And anyways, Bob came to me back in 1999 and wanted to build a fitness center on the west side of Evansville. So after a lot of discussions and everything, we ended up building a location out on the west side of Evansville, and that's when the gym opened. Um, but the west side location is about 35,000 square feet or so. And we kind of had a carryover from the original pole barn gym, with more of a lifters community, and they loved their equipment. So we had a lot of the original equipment there for years. But yeah, you get a lot of the hardcore lifters, the heavy lifters. They'll work at our west side facility.
Yeah, it was a really cool place, and it's interesting to have like owners that have a gym like that and also have a gym like East Side, and yet have you said South Side is similar to, is it Newburgh? Is that the other one I went to?
You went to Newburgh, yes?
Yeah, Newburgh, yeah. Sorry, I just forgot the name for a second.
That's okay.
And it's kind of in the middle, like it's a fitness center, but it doesn't feel as high end as the East Side, but it feels like you can get in a good solid workout. Um, you've got something for everybody, and it's kind of a unique offering. I haven't come across too many owners that have that. Um, Now, as far as East is the newest location, right?
Yes, it is. It just opened a year ago.
Okay, is that the direction that you want to go in, or are you planning to keep like a diverse offering?
We would definitely go in the direction of the new East Side facility.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool location. It felt very high end, and I love the different things you offer there. From an equipment standpoint, I saw a lot of Matrix, saw some Techno Gym, and stuff like that. How do you guys choose what equipment you're going to put in the gym?
Oh, great question. So in the free weight area, we wanted to go, as high end as possible, and in there we went with the Eleiko platforms with the Eleiko racks, which a lot of people don't use the Eleiko racks, which they're just fantastic. We got the sound deadening platforms. If someone said go get a better platform, I don't know what we'd buy. Then also in the free weight area, we use the iron grip dumbbells, but we also went with a set of the Eleiko dumbbells, which you virtually never see in clubs because they're super expensive, but they're fantastic. I don't know if you ever worked out with them or not, but it's I've only seen them in one club I've ever been to. And people tend to appreciate that we put some extra money and some things like that they can come in and use. And so I think that in the free weight area, we really didn't spare any expenses at all. In the select rise, we went with a cross between Life Fitness and Matrix. And, every machine we have is decked out with the best grips, the bigger weight stacks. I mean, there's really not much as far as options we didn't put on the equipment. So, that's kind of a, something we have, strayed away from our original roots where, when we first opened, it's probably more used equipment and things like that. And everything was done on a budget. So now we're trying to cater to a broader range of people. And to do that, you have to have a pretty wide range of equipment.
Oh yeah. And East Side, I think when I was there this past summer, it had probably been open for several months and looked like it literally looked like it was open yesterday. Everything was so clean and so new. And then you also had the glute room, which was the first time I had seen glute rooms in bodybuilding gyms. It was the first time I had seen that in an actual fitness center. Is that something you guys saw and wanted to adopt, or how did you guys come up with that?
Oh yeah. So have you heard of the Rex Roundtable group before?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Rex Roundtable it's an affinity group of fitness club owners. It's all across the world actually, and we meet 3 times a year, and you just share like best business practices within the group. And so I got 14 other owners I meet with 3 times a year, and there's a moderator that's there. It's actually the owner of Rex. We're pretty fortunate to have him. But there's a lot of these groups out there. I think there's like I can't remember how many clubs represented, but it's several thousand clubs that are represented by Rex Roundtables. So anyways, at one of our meetings, I was in a trio group with a gentleman from Brazil, and he was talking about this little club in Miami called the Glute House. And he goes, we're really thinking about dropping into our clubs. And he has they have like 900 clubs in Brazil. So it's like the Planet Fitness of Brazil. And he goes, and ironically, I was down in Miami 3 weeks later at a conference, and I thought, I'm going to go see that. So I drove over to see it, and this place was like 2,000 square foot, 2,500 square foot. He had like a 6-month wait for people to get in. And the place was not spectacular at all. It was kind of, it was nice, but the atmosphere was fantastic. And I loved what he had going. And so anyways, the idea that I had from the gentleman in Brazil was, I think we need to put a glute room in our clubs and get away from the women's only name and start calling it glute room and make it more diverse for everybody. So we decided to go ahead and try to put a little bit of a premium experience into a room that was initially going to be a female only room. And so that's how the Glutes Plus room came about.
No, I love that. Because I mean, as a middle-aged man, I love going in and working glutes. But you don't necessarily, some of the glute equipment isn't the most like you feel a little silly using it.
Yes.
But
yes.
I thought it was awesome that you had it all separated. You could go in there and like work hard and not have to worry about like somebody watching you do hip thrusts or kickbacks or whatever. I thought that was really cool. Now, if we could change and talk about the West Side for a second. West Side is clearly, like you said, a lifter's gym. It's a fitness center, has everything that you'd want in a fitness center, but it's more of a bodybuilding gym. But it also has the basketball gym, which I thought was interesting in that most owners that I've talked to who had basketball gyms in there have gotten away from them just because what they tell me is it attracts the wrong crowd, it creates a bunch of fights, and it just isn't the atmosphere they want in their gym. But yet in Southern Indiana, that is the basketball world. Is that something you're planning on keeping, or do you guys have plans on like expanding into the gym area? Or
so great question. So yes, we are changing that. The first 3 gyms we built, we put basketball courts in all 3 of them, and all of them were the full court plus 2 side-to-side courts with 6 goals. And in our north side facility, which you did not visit, we took out half of the basketball court and put in the the turf area and free weights out there. We did that maybe 5 years ago, and that went over really well. So then this last year, in the middle of this year, we did our Newburgh facility. We took out the entire basketball court in that one and made that into a free weight area. And that was a huge hit. Membership went up, and to a lot of the things you alluded to, we were having those same problems as well, and those have all gone away now. So that's been a total win. Honestly, I'm just playing catch up at the west side, but our plans are within the next 12 months to take out one of the basketball courts out there, because the basketball court at west side is huge. I mean, it's even big for 2 courts. Yeah. So we're going to take out half of that and put a free weight area out there, move all of our free weights out there, and then add in some more select rise in the other side. So,
all right, that'll be super cool. Yeah, I love the atmosphere in that gym. It was a little bit crowded, so
yes,
being able to spread things out a little bit, I think, is going to make the gym. And those people over there love that gym. Like they can say enough nice. They couldn't speak highly enough about the gym. They love it there. Like, I don't think that you're going to do anything to lose any of those members. And I think giving them more equipment is just going to increase your membership on that side. Now, switching to Newburgh, you guys have a pool there.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Which as somebody who was a high school swimmer, I loved that. Is that something that you plan on keeping, or do you think you ever see having another pool, or you think that's the one and only, or maybe not even the one?
Yeah, we have a pool at our north side facility as well.
Okay.
The north side and the Newburgh facility, exact same building. They're just they're built 3 years apart. Yeah, we'll keep the pools, but honestly, our biggest issue has just been space. And so when we built the new east side facility, we kind of built it right between the Newburgh and north facilities, because we're really crowded, and we want to take some of the pressure off the facilities there. And I did not put a pool in there just because I needed a lot more floor space for weightlifters. So that was the reason I didn't put an extra pool in.
Well, on the east side, it was a really well spaced out gym. Like, I think that's what kind of helps give it that higher end feel. Was it has lots of space, and at no point in that gym do you feel crowded.
Right.
Which in other like health clubs that I've been to, you have that very spacious feel, and so that was nice. Hopefully when I get back next time, I'll get back out to the north side and check that one out.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you guys have a really cool offering down there. What's the future of BFit? Is there going to be a 5th gym or a 6th gym, or are you guys happy with where the 4 are? Or?
We are maxed out for our area right now, but we've been looking at other areas, and I've had 2 different spaces I found in towns that are within 3 hours of us, and wasn't able to secure either of them, but both former grocery stores. We've always built ground up before, so we'd still build ground up, but the problem is just the cost of construction is so high right now. I'm not sure that's even feasible. But yeah, one of the spaces we found that we just absolutely loved, and it was I think $8.75 a square foot on a lease, triple net lease. And someone came in and bought it, like literally right as we were heading up there to see it. So we missed out on that one. They put it back up for lease for almost $16 a square foot. So they almost doubled the price on me.
Wow.
It was just brutal. So that was definitely priced out of our league right there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're looking. We've got a broker who's looking throughout Indiana for us right now, and I've got a national broker that's exploring opportunities outside of Indiana for some gyms that are currently for sale. So we're looking at different things.
Oh, cool! That's awesome. Yeah, you guys have got a good offering, and I think you guys are going in a good direction, and it's exciting.
I appreciate that.
As someone who's owned a gym for quite a few years now, one of the things we always ask people at the end is there any advice that you would give to someone, or is there a piece of advice that you would give to someone who's thinking about owning a gym or operating a gym or starting a gym?
Oh, good question. I mean, first thing, most important thing of all is just know your numbers and, understand the budget and the finances of it. I mean, it's just, if you don't have that basis, it just isn't going to work for you too well. So just always stay on top of that. I mean, beyond that, I think it's just the basics. Just be friendly and be clean inside, and keep your gym well organized, put things up. And when I travel, I go in a gym. I mean, I'm a gym junkie. I go into gyms everywhere I go. If I go to town, I mean, I have not. You're probably the one person who's been to more gyms than I have, Chris. I go all the time.
I've
I
probably
think
been to 150 in the last year and a half. So
yeah, and I probably in the last year and a half I probably hit at least 50, maybe
that's a
70,
lot.
but something like that. I do a lot of anywhere I go, I visit gyms, and the thing that always shocks me is that most of them are not kept up, and and that doesn't matter to everybody, but it matters to some people, and you just don't want to give away memberships over something you can change real easily. So like one of the things we do is like 3 times a day, we do a complete gym reset. And what we do is we put everything back exactly like it would be the day we open up the doors. So we want every weight put back exactly where it was the day we first set it up. And, every kettlebell's put up, every weight's organized. And, that's important to us. And it's part of our culture, and our membership really appreciates that. So with so many competitors in the marketplace today, you just have to do something better than what these franchises are doing, and add that personal service to things. And for me, that's important. And beyond that, I would say just having a really good offering with equipment is just really important. And honestly, I'm finding that out more and more so all the time, that we need to really look at more products that the kids are wanting to have in the gyms, and maybe not just look at what's easy for us to order, if that makes sense.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I've been having been to 150 plus gyms in the last about 18 months. Like I've been to all kinds, and I've been to gyms that are straight like out of the Life Fitness catalog that you could have bought a small space and set it up the next day. I've also
Right.
been to gyms that it's nothing but very unique hand selected piece of equipment that the owner tried everything, selected everything, painstakingly like put this gym together to be the gym that he wanted to work out in. And those kind of gyms don't come together overnight.
They
But
don't.
the members appreciate those gyms. And the other thing, like, and we always say is like, like you said, equipment will get people in the gym, but it's the atmosphere that keeps them there.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, I visited 2 gyms this last few months. One was in Dallas called Absolute Recomp. I don't know if you've been down there recently, but
I haven't been to Dallas yet. I want to get down to Texas. So
amazing gym. It's definitely a lifters gym, and I think they had, I can't remember how many members they had, but 2,000 members in the first 6 weeks. I mean, the
oh,
place
wow.
is just, you walk in, there's 16 platforms on the right hand side. They have Panada equipment, they have Arsenal equipment. I mean, the place is just amazing. I've never seen that much equipment in a place. And you walk in, it's almost like everything's blacked out with a red stripe of turf down the middle, and loud music going. And the place at 11 o'clock in the morning was packed and just open. I mean, it's 27,000 square foot, but the equipment in that place is just like nothing I've ever seen, just unbelievable. I mean, I don't know how much money they spent on it, but it was really well done. And there's another place in Houston called Alpha Land. I
Yeah,
think you've heard of Alpha Land before. Have you been there?
I haven't been out. I haven't been to any gyms in Texas yet. Like
Okay, all right.
I need to get
Alpha
down.
Land was just a completely different concept. The gym was on 13 acres, like an industrial feel, and outdoor space, football fields. It's just
Yeah,
amazing. But
it's a
their
whole concept.
equipment in it was like the old equipment you wouldn't really see in many gyms anymore. But man, I mean, it's a place where the guys would definitely have their shirts off at the gym, But just the people it was attracting there was just incredible. How many people are going to that gym? So it's a really cool vibe.
Yeah, it's amazing. Do you see yourself or see BFit ever going towards like Arsenal or Panada equipment, or you think that's just not your market?
So what I'd like to see happen is, as we build these out, is build out specific areas with that equipment in there. Okay, and like it's like right now we have like our base rate for someone coming in the gym is $25, and
Mhm.
then we have the studios off the main areas that we charge an extra $10 a month for. So it's $35 when we use the studios like the Glutes Plus and things like that.
Yeah.
So I could see us going with a little bit premium room and, with just a little bit of an upcharge for it to help us pay for the additional expense of the equipment.
Yeah. And like $35 a month is still pretty cheap. So
It is. It is. Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's Southern Indiana, but still pretty cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I didn't have any other questions. I appreciate you coming on and taking the time, and
You're welcome.
you guys are doing a great job there in Southern Indiana, and it's my home, so it's where I grew up. So I love getting back there anytime I can, and hopefully next time I'm back, I will get down and see your other gym.
Yeah. Say hi to me too.
I definitely will. Thank you. I'll let you know next time I'm coming.
All right. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more great content.